Okay, so I'm going to take this little header animation that I've made in Keynote, and it's only like 8 different layers just animated. Probably taken a couple of hours to put it all together. But what I do is I've made this up in Keynote, and I need to convert this from a movie file to a GIF. And the reason for that is that you can't display a video on the front page of Steemit. It doesn't natively allow you to upload a video. You can upload something to YouTube and put the URL in, and it'll resolve it and embed it, but you can't just upload a MP4 file or a movie file or any other movie file like that in that format and just embed it on the page. So what I'm going to do is normally I'd go into export to QuickTime, and then I put the format as custom. So I've worked out that roughly the width of a image or a movie is about 840 pixels. That's what it looks like when on the steemit.com website. When you click on a post, it brings the overlay up, and that's normally the width of it. Now that may change in the future, but right now that's what it's set at. So what I've done with this is I've created the file size at 1680. Double the 840, and there's a reason for that, and I'll get into that once we get into the GIF animator. Now you'll notice if you press tab here, it'll automatically change the pixel size of the height to be in line with the width. So we're going to go with 600, so 1680 by 600. And then if you've got any, then I tend to go to the Apple ProRes 444. You don't need to, but it creates massive files, but I'd rather have a quality master file and then convert that to a GIF. So I've already done that. It takes quite a while to do that little encode. You can see here that the file size is 1.5 gig, and it's quite big, and it goes for 45 seconds. And obviously we don't want the animation to go for 45 seconds. We want to find a better way of doing it. So I'm using this piece of software called GIF Brewery 3, which is free now because it got acquired by GiphyCat. GiphyCat is very similar to Giphy in the sense that you can store free images, free animated GIFs up on their service. And you can do resize, cut video, set desired frame rate, add color filters, multiple captions, overlay images, all the usual stuff that you find in one of these GIF animators. So I'm going to quickly do this. It's really quick once you get used to this. If I go to open video, and then if I go down to Steamfest movie, you can see I've got a massive clip here. Now I don't want it to be this wide. So if we go to resize at the top, I'm going to put in 840, and that shrinks it down to exactly the size of the header that I want. Now you can see here at the bottom is a timeline, and I don't want 45 seconds. I only want maybe 10 seconds of it, and for it to loop back around again. So all I do is I scrub forward on the thing until I get to the point where I know all the animations have actually ran. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe do that about, let's do 8 seconds. And then I'm going to click on set end, and what that does is I've got the green marker, click on that, that's the start, click on the red marker, that's the end. I just want these 8 seconds of this 42-second clip. So then I click on settings, and I select loop type as palindrome. What this does is it goes forward and back, it just bounces back and forwards, and it just makes the GIF a little bit smoother. Now also what I do here is I optimize the GIF colors for 64 because I don't need to have 256 shades of color. That just adds to the file size, it adds to the download time for somebody on mobile. So you want to try and optimize your GIFs as much as possible. Under 10 seconds is really what you should be aiming for. Then I just click on create. What it does is it goes away and it analyzes the individual frames of the GIF, and it does color optimization on that, and it works out how big that's going to be. So as you can see here, this is far too fast for me to run. It's just running back and forth really quickly, but it also gives you how big that file size is going to be. So 3.4 meg isn't too bad, but you want to obviously try and get the lower as possible. You can see there's a bit of graininess in the pictures there, and you can see that the frames is very fast. So you might want to slow that speed down or actually calculate the frame count. But that's really all you have to do. Once you've saved that out, I normally save that file maybe to my pictures like that, and then I simply just go to my pictures folder, grab that picture, drag it to my cloud app, which is at the top here, and that uploads it into the cloud, and it gives me the URL which I can then paste. So you can see here it's going up to the web. You can tinker around with this as much as you want in terms of these settings over here, the color count, the frames per second, to find that ideal sweet spot that you're happy with. Once it's uploaded into the cloud, it's running a little bit slow here. Here it goes. You'll hear it go bing, and that will say that the file is uploaded. And if I click on copy direct link, then I have the direct link to that GIF. So I can press return here, and it'll go to the URL, and that's where it is in the cloud. I'm going to quickly go to post, drop that into my comment field, into my body field, sorry, of my post, and then that will pull back this GIF from the cloud and use that inside of my post, just like that. Really quite simple to do. And once you get into a momentum with these, you'll find out it's super easy to make these rapidly and just store them for use later on.